Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me get this out of the way. It's been a while. I haven't been posting in a very long time. Long story short, I took a quick break from YouTube and then I didn't come back for a while because I had a lot of mental and physical health issues. I didn't want to stress myself out anymore by having to have the responsibility of making videos and commenting on other people's videos, because I do have a lot of friends on here that I do like to support and comment on their videos on. So it hasn't been anything personal. I still want to be friends with everybody in like the booktube community. I still want to make videos. Making videos is seriously my passion. It's just that sometimes that when you're in that mental state, everything feels like a lot of effort to you. So that's where I was at that point. There are a lot of new people on my channel and I feel like it would be an injustice to all of you if I didn't continue to make videos, and also an injustice to myself. So I don't want to make this like separate part of my intro too long because, you know, I want to get into the video, and also like there's a lot of personal stuff that has to do with why I've been gone for so long. But anyway, as you read from the title, somebody gifted me a shit ton of books and I feel like I need to make a video about this. And also I wanted to do a book haul of like all the books that I've accumulated since the last book haul, because honestly it's a lot. It's probably like, I don't know, I would say it's probably like 40 books, and I can't remember the last time I did a book haul was, but if you haven't checked that out, I would go check that out. I think I got these bookshelves after the last book haul, but I'm not sure. There's just a lot of things I haven't been checking up on. Anyway, I'm like so off track right now. But the important part is that I have like most of the books I feel like I've bought since the last book haul. I know for a fact that all the ones that have been gifted to me are right here. So before I get into all the books that I received from this person, let me get into the story of like how I got them. So back in August was my birthday and I created an Amazon wish list of all the books that I wanted to receive for my birthday. I probably put about 30 books on there and then I kind of forgot about it, but it was still like linked in my Instagram and everything. So fast forward to like late September, early October, when I had my whole mental health thing. A week after that, I had like a whole stack of packages at my front door. I figured some of them were for my parents because I live with my parents right now and they'll just order things under my name because, you know, we all live at the same address. And sometimes I'll open my parents' packages just to make sure that, you know, some stuff is mine, some stuff is theirs, and like separated and everything. I start with the smallest package and it's a book, and I'm like, oh, someone must have gifted me a book. I opened the next smallest package and it's another book, and then I open a bigger package and it's like a bunch of books. I just kept opening these packages and they're literally all books. I put on my Amazon wish list to like add your name in there so I know where it came from. The note that came with it says, "Enjoy your gift from Anonymous." So whoever bought all of these books for me wanted to stay anonymous. Obviously, I'm super shocked at this point. So I end up making a story on my Instagram, on both my personal and my book Instagram, talking about how thankful I am for this because I had literally just gone through the worst period of my life. But just in case you're the anonymous person and you're watching my video and you haven't seen my stories on Instagram yet, then I just wanted to thank you so much for buying all of these books for me. I was really going through it at that time, so it couldn't have come at a more perfect time. Books are really expensive, and I honestly can't believe that somebody would spend this much money on me and stay anonymous, you know? So thank you so much, whoever you are. So that's basically how that happened. It's a lot of books. They bought about half of what was on my wish list. So I'm just gonna go over the ones that I received from this anonymous person first, and then I'm gonna get into all the other books that I've received from other people and like the ones that I bought. These are not in any order either. I don't remember which like order that I opened these packages, so yeah, they're not in any order. So the first one from this stack is Dead Until Dark by Charlaine Harris. And this is a Sookie Stackhouse novel. If you don't know who that is, it's basically the show True Blood. It's like this vampire show on HBO. And it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I had no idea that this was a book, so I added this to my wish list, and yeah, seems like a short read. And this is also a series. I don't know how many other books are in this series, but anyways, yeah, that's the first one. The next book is Emma by Jane Austen. I've read Pride and Prejudice before and I thought it was pretty hilarious, and I heard that this book was also a comedy, so I wanted to read this. The next book is Fangs by Sarah Anderson, and this was recommended to me by my friend Autumn from Autumn's Boutique. This was the first book that I read on the day that I received all of these books, and it is honestly one of the cutest things I've ever read. This is up there with Heartstopper. It's a graphic novel about a vampire and a werewolf and them like falling in love and stuff, and it's just like really cute. I know Halloween is already past, but I'm just like obsessed with vampires. Next book I received is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I've read The Hate You Give, and I still have not read Concrete Rose, but just from reading The Hate You Give, I can just tell like I really like Angie Thomas's writing, so that's why I ended up buying both of these books anyway, like even though I hadn't read like, you know, the other one. This book I believe is about an aspiring rapper, like she's wanting to be a rapper or something, and that's pretty much all I know about it. Next book in the stack is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Cloon. I believe this is the same author as that one book, and I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, it says right here, The House in the Cerulean Sea, which is a really popular book. I haven't read that book, but I heard this one was a new one, so for some reason I added this to my wish list. I don't know. And it seems to me that it's about a man that is about to cross over. Like he died and he's crossing over. Next book in the stack is Heartstopper Volume 3. It's a love story between these two high schoolers, I think. One's like openly gay and then the other one is questioning his sexuality and stuff, and they're like falling in love. It's really cute. I've read the first one, haven't read the second one yet. That was also gifted to me, and I'll get into that later. This one looks like a lot fatter than the other two, so I'm really excited about it. I hear the fourth one's already out. I've been so out of the loop with all like this book stuff that like I literally don't know what's going on right now. Next book in the stack is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I'm currently in the middle of reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Kind of just waiting on the audiobook to become available on Libby so that I could like continue reading it. You know, that's another thing. Reading has been a little bit of effort for me, especially reading like romance novels. I've been kind of slacking on reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown. You may have seen it on my Goodreads that it's been sitting in my like currently reading for like the longest time. But anyway, Take a Hint, Danny Brown is the other book in the Brown Sisters series, and I still don't have the other one. I think her name is like Evie. I think it's like the newest one or something. I don't know. Anyway, next book that was gifted to me by this anonymous person was American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. I added this book to my Amazon wish list because I just wanted to know what was up with it. If you don't know what this book is about, it's pretty much about like this dude who works in Wall Street and he like is a psycho. Best description ever. I feel like this book is kind of like a conversation starter. It's very graphic. I don't really recommend reading this. I mean, I obviously haven't read it yet, but if you're like not into like graphic stuff, then I don't recommend reading this. They made a movie about it, the one with like Christian Bale and everything. I liked it at the time that I watched the movie, but now looking back, I feel like it is a little concerning when people idolize him as a person. So I mainly wanted to get this just to see what it's about and be able to like talk about this in a more educated way. So there's that. Next book in the stack is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, and I did not realize how big this book was. If you live under a rock, this is basically Twilight from Edward's perspective. I doubt that my subscribers don't know what this is about because most of you follow me from my Twilight videos. So yeah, I'll probably like film a whole vlog on this one, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to read this, and I don't know why she made it a pomegranate either. Like, I don't know, that's so weird to me. Midnight Sun. Next book in this stack is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I had to look behind me to make sure that it was the same author as these books, the Shadow and Bone book series. I really don't know what this book is about. I believe it's like a dark academia book. I am just obsessed with this cover. I love snakes. I have a snake painting that I painted like a couple months ago. I don't know, I've been really into spooky things lately and like dressing like a spooky person, so really love this cover, really love dark academia. That's all I know about this one. Next book in the stack is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I've been wanting to read another, you know, magical school type of book. I've been craving to read another type of book like that. I added Legendborn to my wish list. I hear it's pretty great. As far as I know, she doesn't know that she has magic or something. I don't know. Literally have no clue. All I know is that it's a magic school, and that's pretty much why I added it to my list. I'm so sorry. These descriptions are like not that great. But I'm like the type of person that likes to kind of go into these books blind. That way, like, I'm pleasantly surprised, hopefully. I don't really like having expectations when it comes to reading books. I like to enjoy the process of learning what is going on in the book. Don't ask me why. That's just how I am as a reader. The last 3 items that I'm going to be talking about are all series. And yes, this anonymous person did buy me entire series, 3 to be exact. So let's dive into these. The first series that they bought me was The Lord of the Rings. I don't know why I forgot what it was for a second. But anyways, they got me The Lord of the Rings. And I'm currently reading The Fellowship of the Ring. That's why that's not in here. I've read The Hobbit already, so I kind of already know what's going on. I really love The Hobbit. I think it was like a really great escape from reality. It reads almost like a children's book. I know that a lot of people have been saying that these books are a lot more dense than The Hobbit, but I don't know. I just really want to know what the hype is all about The Lord of the Rings. Just been really into, like, you know, magical stuff. And I really love these covers. They're so pretty. I think they go together so well. This is a box. I think it looks great. I love this material. I know some of the books in here also have this same material. It's just really nice. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very soft, but it's not like shiny. So that's the first series that they got me. The next one is Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I still haven't like taken it out of the plastic. Believe it or not, I've never read the Percy Jackson series. I've only watched the movie, and obviously it's not that great, even though Uma Thurman is in it. I've heard that the movie literally does not give it any justice, so I want to see what the hype is all about on this. The last thing, this one's kind of heavy. The Mortal Instruments series, which I've also never read before. This one's a big one. I think I've attempted to read the first book in this series when I was a teenager, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I just wasn't into reading when I was a teenager. I honestly don't know anything about this book series, to be honest, besides what I've read, and it's kind of like a blur what I've read when I was in high school. As far as I know, there's no movie or TV show on it. Maybe there is, actually, but I've never seen it if there is. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that anonymous person bought me. As you can see, it's a lot. Thanks again to that person if you're watching this, and let's get into all the other books that I've bought / received. Let's start with the books that I received for my birthday, which was back in August, because I never got to properly thank everyone for getting me birthday presents. So the first thing is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I added this book because, you know, I'm prior service. I was also in the Navy. I wasn't a Navy SEAL. I know that's hard to believe, but I wasn't. David Goggins is a very influential figure in the personal development genre. Just to sum it all up, it's very rare for a Black person to pass the Navy SEAL training. He has gone through it, I think, like 3 times, which is insane. It's very hard to pass this. I think they start off with classes of 300 and end up with only like 13 or something very crazy like that. So for him to have gone through it 3 times is insane. He also had like a hole in his heart. He's run like ultra marathons and stuff like that. Personally, I'm not a fan of like pushing yourself too hard, but I do find that he is very inspirational in some aspects. So I just kind of wanted to see what this book was about. Oh, also I received that from my friend Janie, who I was in the Navy with. So Janie, if you're watching this, thank you so much for buying me a present, and I will get to it soon. The next book I received for my birthday was Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu, not Mary Lou, sorry. Marie is my middle name. I should have known that. This book is about Mozart's sister. I think it's a historical fiction / fantasy. I feel like this book will have like some good girl power vibes because, you know, during this time, I feel like a lot of women didn't get recognized for their talents, and it was rather like the men. This is a really pretty cover too. So thank you so much, Teresa, for getting me this book. I'm so thankful. I still have like a ton of books that I borrowed from you, and then you also gifted me this one. So I swear I will get to some of these books soon. So these next 2 books were gifted to me by my brother and my brother's fiance, and they are The Song of Achilles and Cersei by Madeline Miller. These books are so incredibly popular in the book community. They're really good books. I've already read The Song of Achilles and I absolutely loved it. I'm probably gonna do like a recent reads video like next week or something, because it has been a while and I've read a few books in the past few months. You know, it's not been a lot, but it's been long enough that I really should talk about the books that I've read. So this is one of them. I freaking love this book. If you don't know what this book is about, it's basically like the love story between Achilles and Patroclus. Cersei is obviously about Cersei. She's like a witch or something and she got banished. And these are both like Greek mythology / historical fiction type of books. This one at least is great. And I'm just excited to read this one. So thank you so much to Krista and my brother what? Oh my god, can't even say my freaking brother's name. Thank you so much to Krista and my brother Gabe. The last book presents that I received for my birthday were Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert and Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. And these were gifted to me by Autumn from Autumn's Boutique. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, I would highly suggest that you go check her out. She's like my buddy when it comes to like growing on YouTube. So we like to talk about, you know, YouTube stuff and books and stuff. Get a Life Chloe Brown is another book in the Brown Sisters series. You saw the other one. I'm currently in the middle of it. I think it's really cute. A lot of people suggested this to me as well after I was complaining about how I'm super tired about the generic romance novels. Gave this one a try. I am really loving it so far. Honestly, I don't think that I will be going back to regular love stories. If I'm gonna be frank, basic white girl that's really short, petite, you know, I'm just like so tired of those books. I'm a tall girl myself. Also, I'm Asian. Like, I don't identify with these people. So anyway, yeah. Get a Life Chloe Brown. I really like it. And then I've already talked about Heartstopper. Such a cute graphic novel. I don't know why I put off reading graphic novels and mangas. I really shouldn't put off reading these. I have this whole thing of Jujutsu Kaisen that I still haven't gotten to. I just don't want to be lazy, I guess. And that's literally like the worst excuse ever. I actually forgot to mention one of the books that I received from that anonymous person. It's actually a graphic novel called Trece by Bujet Tan and Kajo Baldissimo. I'm sorry if I butchered those names. This is basically a graphic novel set in the Philippines. And they're also making a Netflix TV show about it. And I think it stars... what's her name? She was from You, the rich girl. She was also in Pretty Little Liars. I can't remember her name right now. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one because, you know, it's another Filipino novel. So let's get into the books that I've acquired myself, either by purchasing or, you know, doing a book exchange. But I'm going to have to grab them from my bookshelf because I'm pretty sure they're on there right now. I haven't taken them out yet. And then also I'm gonna put these away because it is a big mess around here. So let me come back in a few minutes, which will only be like a second for you since you're watching this video. So I'm back now. I've put away all the other books and grabbed the ones that I feel like I haven't talked about yet. So let's get into that. So these next 3 books that I want to talk about, I bought these before I received all of these book series from this person because they are the first book in the series. I literally had no idea that this person would buy me so many books. So I ended up buying these for myself before I received that. The first book that I bought on my own was The Fellowship of the Ring. I talked about it already, so I don't need to get into it, but the cover, I didn't show you earlier, is really great. And J.R.R. Tolkien's signature, I think, is really cool. The next book is The Lightning Thief, which is the first book in the Percy Jackson series. Still have not read it. That's all I need to say about that. And then finally, I have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. I have 2 copies of each of these books now. And then from there, I really have no idea what books I've acquired since the last book haul that I've done. I don't want to go over the same book twice, just in case I've already talked about it in my book haul. So these are the books that I've for sure gotten since then. The first couple of books that I got were from a book exchange, so I basically got these books for free. The first one is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Oh, it actually says on here, book exchange, farmers Vista Farmers Market every Saturday. So yeah, the first book that I got was The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I'm pretty sure I have more Stephanie Meyer books than anything else at this point. I've never read this book. All I know about this is that there's like an alien species that takes over humans' bodies, and it's also like a love story. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect from this book. Is it good or is it not? You let me know if you've read this. Maybe I'll do a vlog on it. I'm actually debating whether or not I want to keep this. We'll see. The next book that I got from that book exchange was The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I haven't really talked about any like literary fictions. I do read literary fiction sometimes, but it's kind of rare when I do. It has to be like a really, really good book. Yeah, I've never read this book. It seems like a lot. It is a lot. This is a big book. I don't even know what it's about. I think it's about a painting or something. If you guys have read any of these books, by the way, please let me know what you thought of them, but don't give any spoilers because obviously I haven't read all of these. Anyway, next couple books that I bought were because I wanted to read more like Halloween-y books for October, and then I didn't end up reading them for October. So first book that I got was Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Lafanu, edited by Carmen Maria Machado. I actually read this book last year already. I had it on my Kindle and I read it on there in like one sitting. I loved it so much that I had to get like a physical copy of it. Oh, and it's got pictures in it too. I love that. Look how cute they are. So happy to own this book. I love vampire stuff. I actually have a painting, or like I have like a Etsy store art print of Carmilla. I just love vampire stuff. Next book that I got was a series of short stories called Some Will Not Sleep by Adam L.G. Neville. I read the first short story out of this and it's pretty good. It's okay. I hear that it's got some crazy ones in here. I hear that this is a great way to discover this author. I'm just excited to read a couple of short stories periodically. I really love horror stories. So the last 3 books that I got were from when I visited my friend in Texas. I went to a really small used bookstore when I was in Austen. No, I was in San Antonio. Basically just bought whatever I felt like I wanted to buy. The first book is Animal Farm by George Orwell. I've already read 1984 and honestly I don't know what to think about that book. Surveillance kind of scares me, so I don't know, I don't really like that aspect in books, but I feel like a lot of the ideas in these dystopian novels are pretty relevant in life today, which is kind of scary in itself too. From what I understand, Animal Farm is another dystopian book and it's like a really quick read. It's a classic. So next book I got from Texas was Bullet by Robert L. Pike. This is a very popular movie back in like the 60s or 70s, I can't remember, but I had no idea it was a book before. The reason why I got this book was because I'm a huge car person. In the movie there's a very famous car chase. One of the cars in the car chase was a Mustang Bullet, or no, it was a green Mustang, and they named it the Bullet from the title of the movie. Ever since then, Ford has been creating these green Mustangs and they titled them Bullets. My friend actually owned a 2008 Bullet and she almost sold it to me, so I was almost a Bullet owner. And ever since I discovered the Mustang Bullet, it's been one of my dream cars ever since then. There's really nothing that special about Bullets. They have like a different package or something. For me, it's like a novelty thing, right? I just want to get a Bullet because it's a bullet. Anyways, that's like car stuff, not relevant to book stuff. Lastly, I got the collected poems of Emily Dickinson, and I literally have not opened this book since I got it. I've been wanting to get into like poetry stuff, but I've just been like distracted lately, so you know, sometimes you just want to consume new forms of media and maybe not really think about it, but you know, just enjoy it. And that's kind of how I want to be with like poetry and stuff. I literally don't know anything about poetry. Yeah, I've been talking for over an hour, which is so exhausting. I'm gonna have to edit this whole video. That's what I get for not updating you guys in a while. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I forgot how fun it was to make these videos and like just talk to the camera and, you know, be a personality on camera. Like I said, it's a lot of effort, but it's kind of worth it. I really missed you guys. I hope I can continue to provide you with content. Thank you so much to everyone who has gifted me books, who has commented, who has liked and subscribed. I truly appreciate all of you. I'm so thankful to have this life and be in the position that I am, to be able to create these videos for you and to receive all of these presents from all of you. It means so much to me. Anyway, thanks again so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!